On this episode of Real Estate on the Rocks, we're going to talk about the coronavirus.
Welcome to Real Estate on the Rocks, where you get top shelf real estate conversations served straight up, never watered down. Here's your host, Dave Snowberger.
All right, welcome back to Real Estate on the Rocks. Today we are in the studio, maybe for the last time for a few weeks.
Can we do this from home?
It's looking like, yeah, we can do these from home. That's the good thing.
It's the digital age.
Yeah, audio quality might suffer a little bit. However, we'll go from here. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about the coronavirus. Really, your business. Realtors are small business. We do need to realize that if the housing market does suffer a hit, or I don't think it's going to crash. However, I think there's going to be a pause button for the next few weeks. We certainly have a lot of closings lined up. I know Marshall does over here. Oh, and let me welcome to the studio real quick, Marshall Tucker.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Fantastic.
Thanks for welcoming.
We've got James the Butcher
What's going on?
Mendez over here.
Chop.
Chopping up episodes, losing stuff,
I ain't lost nothing.
removing our mic stands. So now we got to sit like uber close to the table.
Hey, it
which
looks
is-
better.
Yeah.
Well, it'll look better when we do more video. You don't have some big bar sticking out everywhere.
There we go. All right. So coronavirus, it's real. It's here. It's taken America by storm. I'm trying not to kid around about it just because it's a serious subject. However, trying to shed some light on it so I don't take it too serious. I think that we have to, have precautions at all times. It's amazing to me that the soap is sold out, and toilet paper sold out, and paper towels have sold out. Like, these are things that you should have anyway, especially soap. But I read a statistic that 30% of people don't wash their hands.
That's disgusting.
That's-
Built up those antibodies.
Right. I come from an era when I guess when I was younger, you would go to the gas station restroom, and they would have like that paper towel dispenser, but it wasn't a paper
God.
towel. It was
I
like a
remember
cloth thing that would like recycle
keep
through when you
rolling.
pulled it down.
It's all brown and yellow and
Yeah,
dingy.
if I lived through that, I could live through anything, right? So
these things are so nasty.
There's funny memes out there all over the internet. Real estate agents have kind of, they always put their spin on it and try to be funny. And it was funny at first, and now some stuff is getting really, really tasteless, in my opinion. That I'm entitled to my opinion. And so the latest one is one that's like, hey, will this home look great? I mean, will you like this home if you can spend like the time you're going to be quarantined here?
Yeah.
I don't know, me and butchering quotes, but, and just kind of like that. It's like, that one's kind of funny, but then there was another girl that was wearing like a hazmat suit, and having her business card and everything else. And that thing backfired. I mean, there were 500 comments of just kind of like, take it down, Karen. All the real estate Karens were activated there.
Uh-oh.
And so it was kind of like, that girl did not fare very well from that post. However, she was meaning, I'm sure, to put, a comedic spin on it, and it's backfiring a little bit because that we're always split between everything, between politics and what's funny and what's not funny. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so we're going to talk to you a little bit about your business. You shouldn't lay down to this. You shouldn't shut down. You should go really 10X in everything that you're doing and really take territory. If there is going to be I'd say the realtors out there that are, faking it maybe till they make it, or, they're part-timers, they're going to be the first ones to drop out of the business, right? So it's your time to shine. This happened in 2007, 8, and 9 when, real estate got really tough. There was a huge amount of the realtors that just went out of the business. So we don't know how long this is going to last. So keep your eye on that, right? And so as people get out of the business for whatever reason, they don't have enough clients, they need to take care of family, maybe they get sick themselves or whatever, you should stay cognizant to that and really double down on your business in marketing and stay in touch with your sphere. You can do all these things free through email and text messaging and following up with everybody. So when this does, not if, when this does blow over, you can just pick up where you left off and where the world left off of people looking for properties. People are still going to move. There's still going to be a market out there. In 2007, 8, and 9, it was just harder to get deals. but it was still there. The real estate market still existed. It just wasn't that great, and it wasn't as flourishing, and it took the actual skill. And maybe that's what people should do in the next 2 weeks to a month of, in this March 2020, up until April, is hone in on your craft.
Yeah.
Why not take in some good books? All the stuff that you said you haven't had time to do, right? I don't have time to study. I'm always working with clients. I'm always listing homes. Okay, well, now you have time.
Time to read a book.
Yeah, time to read a book, time to, go into YouTube and just double down and start watching videos from the people that you trust, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so binge listen to Real Estate on the Rocks. We have 115 podcasts. 127 podcasts. That was way off. And so
getting close.
Right, it's getting close. So, 127 podcasts you can sit there and binge on, and I would say, I know that I'm a little bit biased to our information. However, I would say that we always try to come from contribution and be helpful.
Yeah.
Right? So binge on podcasts. Go and listen to like Dustin Brome's podcast, or go and listen to Bill Risser's podcast, or Tim and Julie Harris's podcast. Go listen to podcasts. However you take in content, go read a book, go to a class, do an online course. Get a certification. Get your GRI.
The great thing about EXP is we have that online university.
Yeah,
all kinds of classes there, about 10 a day.
Right. And let's touch on EXP real quick too. It's like I've stayed broker agnostic through pretty much 127. We mention every now and then that we're EXP agents, and if you want to tune us out because we're EXP agents, thanks for listening up until this point. However, we're going to start talking a lot more about EXP. I feel it's my duty as an agent that I have found a great model inside of real estate that fits me, that is keeping me from getting my broker's license, is in a sense letting me know that it's okay not to go get my broker's license and start my own brokerage, because I've pretty much done so inside of EXP, right? And so I wanted to talk about money, and we had talked about these things, and we'll segue into that in a minute, but about EXP, but about the coronavirus real quick, and then we'll leave it alone. Wash your hands, take care of yourself, stop watching the news, share your toilet paper.
Oh no, this little sheet full of notes just got slipped under the door here. Things that you can do at home, during the shifting market of the coronavirus. 30, 40 things to do.
That's fantastic. That our walls are so paper thin in our studio that our admin can hear us, and she's like, Google.
I didn't know what that was. Just like, what is this? Special delivery.
This just in. Why don't you go through some of those real quick?
Yeah, sure. Pull out Shift and read it with the team. Stockpile some cash.
Real quick, hold on. Pull out Shift. It's a book.
Right.
Clarify.
It's the red book, the other red book, right?
It's a
kind of a white book.
It's a white book.
It's been a while since I read it.
On it. It talks about the shifting market and how you can leverage how the market is shifting, the different levers on that, and how to adjust your business to it so you can thrive. And it's a great book.
Gary Keller.
I don't know if they have. Yeah.
Book by Gary Keller.
I don't know if they have it on Audible. I think they do. I'll check, and I'll put it in the show notes. For our Audible link.
Sweet. You'll put that on what? Hyperlocal Agents?
Yeah, and Hyperlocal Agents.
So, if you're not a member of Hyperlocal Agents, head over to Facebook. Search Hyperlocal Agents and some other Hyperlocal stuff out there. Hyperlocal advertising, whatever else. We're Hyperlocal Agents. We're a small, tight-knit group of realtors. Some contribute, some don't. I would like more people to contribute if you're in this. Ryan Baker, which was just on our recent podcast, contributes his new video on there, and that's really what's that for. So if you need an example what to contribute anything that you're doing in your business that you deem helpful to help your fellow agent out for shortcuts or tips or tricks of the business and how to get more eyes on your marketing, everything else, share that on Hyperlocal Agents. Cool. Go ahead, Marshall.
Continuing. Stockpile cash, and really you should probably have a nest egg of savings anyway. And in preparing for any kind of natural disaster, and I kind of think this coronavirus is a natural disaster, and it's something that you've seen coming, so you should be cutting your expenses and saving a little bit more, in my opinion. But double down on lead gen, serve clients, come from contribution, slash expenses.
Slow it down, man. Why are you just ripping through this?
Because I have a huge list here.
Okay, well that huge
and I got some
list,
coffee.
That huge list can be a whole podcast, so let's go ahead and slow it down and try to touch base on everything here. and add a spin on it, where it could benefit the listeners. Because if you just rip through a list, I mean, people are gonna have to like back up the track and then write them down as fast as possible, So let's start kind of over again, and then after shift, where do we go from there?
Stockpile cash.
Stockpile cash. Why is that important, James?
Because you never know when your next check is coming. You should always have your reserves. Always, always, always have your reserves.
So we don't want to be like our fellow agents back in 2007, 8, and 9. For those of you that didn't feel that pain or that did feel that pain, you don't want to repeat of that. Stockpile cash. Always know where your money's going. Limit your expenditures. If you're paying for Zillow leads right now and you're paying a bunch of money going out that things aren't going to serve you over the next month, go through and see what you can eliminate. That'd be part of stockpiling cash, is find out, look at a profit loss statement real quick, and what are you losing on? Get rid of it immediately. Yeah. Read the fine print, what it's going to take you to get out of something if you're locked in a contract, whether it be a BS coaching contract or whether it be, Zillow or Realtor.com leads or whatever else, get yourselves out of those contracts if you can. A lot of times you're saying, well, Dave, it's a contract. I can't get out. There's always a way out.
Always loopholes in contracts.
Yeah, there's always a loophole. So go and look at that stuff, because you're not going to continue to pay out when you're not bringing money in. That's the best way to go broke. So I would say sit down, take a minute, and go through your finances. It's important.
Looking at our finances and what we spent last year, my wife spent $625 on Starbucks.
But that could be a good thing, though. I've met your wife in the morning, I'm just kidding. Till she's like my wife, it's like till she gets that caffeine, it's just like, uh-oh.
She's like, I only did $20 so far this year, and we're already in April, almost.
Right.
Creative problem solving to keep deals together. This includes TCs and EAs. Okay.
That's good, because if like was one of the things we were talking about earlier, worrying about if people like to make sure everything stays on track and close as much as we can now. That way we don't, let the possibility of people freaking out, offices closing down, or other things you can't control happening, which can derail your.
Yeah, we're moving a couple of closings up early.
Right. I was just going to bring that up, is that I got an email yesterday from an agent saying, hey, we're going to switch to cash. We want to close as soon as possible. Yeah. And so then it comes over to my office. Obviously, I have people that, but I have people that read my emails before I get to them. And so that person typically is very good about setting these things up and accommodating. So we accommodated, and said, okay, well, we'll move it from the 31st to the 22nd. And I'm shrugging my shoulders like, what the heck? Like, move it till tomorrow, right? Like, that guarantees us closing. Like, move it now.
Right.
And I don't understand why that wasn't done, because, it's just like, move it up as fast as possible. If you can move all your closings up, because typically, I know here in Texas, I'm sure it's everywhere else, the closing date is an on or before date. And so if you're clear to close a week or two in advance, push for it. Push for it. Show the benefits of it, and try to get that money into your pocket. Try to get that client. I know people get mad at me when I mention the money first, However, this is a profit business. We're in this for profit. Try to help your client get into their home fast as possible.
The sooner they close, the sooner they can walk in and start decorating.
Yeah. Make it all about them.
Work is a little uncertain right now. So.
Yeah. Get your paycheck that you worked hard for, and get your paycheck and go cash it on the bank it's drawn on and hold it as cash.
Not about even the client.
Buy gold.
Sorry, Mr.
Don't get me started
agent.
on the buying gold thing. I'm going to go on a tangent. People don't even know what they're doing. Oh.
Extra reassurance and hand-holding for clients and bulletproof transactions.
Yeah. I would sit down and, sorry, I just cleared my throat. I would sit down and come up with a great explanation of why you should keep the transaction on course, right? Mm-hmm. So I would work up. It's no different from any of the scripts that we use, of just kind of, hey, Mr. Buyer, Mrs. Seller, this is the reason why we do this or whatever else, which are all scripts. You can sit and fool yourself that they're not scripts, but it's something that you've memorized that you can pull out of your quiver at any time to use as a general response to the same questions buyers and sellers ask. This is going to be a new one over the next few weeks is what about this? What about this? What about this? Is that you have to come up with a general response to calm your buyers or sellers' nerves about the coronavirus. You're going to have a lot of people that want to pull off the market. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm just looking around.
Don't look at me like that.
I'm gonna close my eyes for the rest of the podcast.
We have a new table over
I ain't
here.
looking at nothing now.
Anyway, let me get back to my point.
I say it's like the stock
develop,
market.
yeah, develop something to say to them, that cools everybody's nerves. This is the reason why you shouldn't pull off the market right now.
Like the stock
that
market.
hurts our
Don't pull all
positions.
your money out. Keep everything where it's at. It's gonna blow
Buy
over.
on the dip.
Things keep
Just
coming
in.
under- Just in. Breaking news under the door again.
Marshall, just throw your shades on. Can't see nothing.
I'm too cool for school.
Now we look like poker players with everybody's sunglasses on. What is this
I don't know.
from Anna? Okay, I don't know what all that
Are
is.
listeners sending us things now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Where was I at here? Extreme markets mean extreme behavior. Be the voice of reason and be patient.
There you go. That just piggybacks off the
Yeah,
thing I
don't
just said.
don't parrot the media or anything that's amplifying anything. Only talk about the things you know and calm people's fears. It's going to be fine. People will survive. We have for thousands of years. Things will continue to progress. Well, you'll be fine in the long run. Just be careful and keep moving.
That's right.
There you go.
Communicate clearly and often with clients. And communicate calmly. It says, all hands on deck. We are in this together. And we can use this time for team building and community.
Yeah. So keep that in mind as long as our group's here. We're all in this together. We know that. So we'll all support each other, except for our paid staff. They're screwed.
Yeah, fair enough.
They're the first ones out the door.
Like, you're doing what? I'm out.
Yeah.
Quarantine myself.
Anybody hourly? Yeah, you're gone. Sorry, you're going to hear it here first on the podcast. Just kidding. We're a family here, and we're going to stick together. Hopefully you
Does
can
she
keep...
listen to our podcast?
What's
Just
that?
kidding.
She can listen through the walls right now.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She's got her ear to it right now. A little cup on the wall.
Go ahead.
Keep your sense of humor and keep it privately within the team. As things get more serious, it's not the time for memes.
Yeah, keep it more serious. It's not the time for memes, all that good stuff. Keep it tasteful.
2 months
How's
ago,
that?
maybe was
You
the
know?
time, but
Yeah.
now, it's past.
You can sprinkle in the memes a tiny bit.
Keep
Just be-
keep it tasteful.
Yeah.
There's some pretty classless memes out there, but that's always, And so if they're funny, they're funny, and if you can't deny they're funny, they're funny.
I stole the one that's been floating around about, and then that everyone's gonna staying home and everything. That in 9 months your family's gonna be growing a little bit. That hey, by the way, I'm still a realtor, so
Yeah,
let
you
me
looking for
know.
more space?
Yeah,
Watch your leading indicators for trends. Take action faster than normal.
Yeah.
I think we've been watching the news.
Well, we've all been watching. We've had an action plan for at least over a month, of what we're going to do and how fast we're going to do it. There's a quote out there I can butcher. An ounce of preparation is I still don't know the end of that.
Pound a cure.
Pound a cure. There you go. So,
good job.
thank you. He knows I've
Good
said it like
RBI.
3 times
Good
and
RBI.
butchered it. So he's like, I'm just going to go look it up myself and rescue Dave out of this one. But, yeah, we've had a game plan, it's kind of like a fire. You've got a plan, we know here if there's a fire happens, what door we're going out, which direction it is in the place where else, just kind of like we're prepared. Let's say that we're prepared as good as we can be during this. There's not a lot we know. I wash my hands a lot. As you can see, we were in pre-gaming this morning. I sprayed myself with sanitizer about 15 times, and you guys kept looking at me like I was the weird guy. I think you guys are weird for not doing that. I was
Restricted
wearing-
access to my car. You're going to have to take your own.
Yeah. So when we go to lunch, now we take 3 cars.
I was talking about clients riding with me. Yeah, you're going to have to meet me there. Agent ISA is digging the motivation for buyers and sellers. Now it becomes even more important. Ability, readiness, willingness, help people find confidence and clarity.
Yeah, you want to instill confidence in your sellers. You want to instill confidence in your buyers. Everybody's still going to be looking for a deal.
That's right.
Some buyers out there will be looking for a better deal. They'll think that they can take advantage of the market a little bit by this. Maybe other markets. Austin, Texas is going to hold its value no matter what. So we'll see how that shakes out. But just build your client's confidence, and you can only do that by keeping informed without buying into the hype, right? So this is no different from any other medical emergency. Take care of yourself. Stock up on vitamins.
Toilet paper, water.
Don't stock up on toilet paper and water. Anyway, go ahead.
Build investor lists. Prep them to be ready to buy if the market dips.
Yeah.
So that's what you're talking about. Have some people on deck ready
Yeah.
with money, looking for a deal.
Yeah. Go circle back to all those people that have maybe said that they were potential investors if they found the right property. Those are the people to go back and say, okay, like you had somebody this morning, right?
Buy
They
on the
called
dip.
about $100,000 property that they thought it was $1,000 because
Wow.
No, it was a $300,000 property they thought was $1,000.
I'd jump on that too.
Yeah. I was like, "Are you in the market to buy?" He's like,
I'd probably keep that guy off the list.
Yeah. He's like, "No, I'm not looking to buy right now, but I couldn't walk away from that possibility."
I had to check it out.
Hey, numbers talk to people. Buying on the dip.
Yeah, so like there was a guy that there was a G-Wagon on Facebook that the guy put on there for like $3,000, and you clearly know it's if you know the G-Wagons, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like you clearly know that that's not a $3,000 car.
Did I buy you like the back quarter panel?
Yeah, it was about a $70,000 car, you know, or truck, whatever you want to call it, SUV. And
Yeah, like a 2010 is like $70,000. Those things are
Right.
They hold their value actually really well considering the it's a
yeah.
luxury
Yeah, yeah,
vehicle. It's an SUV. It's horrible.
it's
gas
only like
mileage.
one of two Mercedes that actually hold their values.
Yeah.
But they're obnoxiously priced. Like one of my friends has one for sale right now for $50,000, and it's a 2010.
Yeah. Same.
I'm like, dude, it's 2010. It's 10 years old. He's like, your point?
He's like, and it's reflected in the price.
Yeah. If it was a 2020, it'd be
Priced
it'd be
according to
180,000.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Do more with less. Leverage efficiency.
You should be doing this all year round.
That's right.
That's not a virus or a down market strategy.
Same with the stockpiling cash. You should always be doing that.
Yeah, throw a little bit away. Every check you get, just tuck a little bit away, and especially in an account that you can't touch.
Yeah, efficiency. Use your time wisely. You know, I mean,
We're going to be at the house. Don't be doing nothing. Like I said, enrich yourself.
Yeah,
Education.
I mean, that's what I plan on doing. You know, I'm just gonna see
The
what it takes.
schools
I'm gonna
online
start,
are still open.
You know, and hopefully I can button up a broker's license here pretty soon. But do that from home and just sit there and cram all day long and do it. If I'm staying home for the next 2 weeks, if I'm gonna, but that's the thing too, is like this morning, some of the biggest doctors out there is like, yeah, if you have a compromised immune system, if you're not doing too well, if you don't handle, if you're susceptible to other, flus and things like that, if you've had them in the past, yeah, you might want to just chill. If you are a normal person that's always healthy or whatever else, go about your life. I mean, they're really encouraging that. And so, continue to wash your hands. I've never washed my hands. I wash my hands all the time. I've never washed my hands so much in the past month. And use so much hand sanitizer, like my cuticles, which it's hard for a big burly guy like me to talk about my cuticles, right on my nails. But, it's just, they're all peeling back. I've been using so much hand sanitizer, just drying my hands out. So there's a fun fact for you.
I have not increased my usage at all.
Yeah.
I
just
started
do the
washing
normal.
my hands.
Started.
Yeah.
I was gonna post a picture with my protective mask, my military one, like ready for work. But people were getting it was spreading a bit more. I was like, well, I better save that one for later.
Yeah.
I'm not so worried about myself, but my mom does have that compromised immune system. So she's been watching me a little bit and eyeing me. We just had an exchange student from Finland from way back when come to visit us, and he got off the plane. So she was a little worried about that. We won't really know for a couple more weeks because he just left. But
Yeah, we've got clients stuck. We've got clients stuck in the Nelsons.
the Greece area, was that
Yeah.
where she was at?
Well, yeah, they just flew back to Montenegro. That's their new home for. She
That's
said
right.
probably the next month. Is that it's they could pick certain places,
The U.S. are there, right?
right? And she chose Montenegro over the U.S. She's like, I have a better chance of getting it at the local grocery store than I do in Montenegro. So, out to Montenegro.
There's worse places to be stranded.
Yeah.
Our friend she planned a trip for Italy, and obviously that's canceled.
Yeah.
So they're switching to Hawaii. She's like, if I'm gonna be quarantined, she's like, I'm gonna be on the island.
Yeah, I mean, that's what a lot of people are saying. Go to the beach. Go pitch a tent on the beach and hang out, and
Worst places to be stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got family in Italy right now, and she says it's family time. They're just hanging out at the house and doing nothing. Trying not to go out.
kissing each other on the cheeks anymore.
Well, yeah, she said it's pretty hard to do though, because it's this habit,
Yeah.
natural reaction to kiss someone goodbye.
Yep.
All right. So, what else we got here? Prep for virtual work, lead gen, team meetings. Discuss what your cadence of communication will be. Create a new normal for your team.
Yeah.
That's a good thing about real estate in a lot of jobs now, is the availability for working remote. I mean, that's your car is basically your office, or your mobile office,
Right.
or work from home. You have Wi-Fi.
Well,
you have everything you can do.
You can do about
Searches.
80% of everything from home.
Right now, yeah. I mean, in the real estate business, you can work from home anyway. The cool thing is, like us with EXP, I mean, we're a cloud-based brokerage, right? So everything's online in the first place. I mean, you've got a
been
virtual
prepared for this.
broker, right? So I can go stand in front of my broker in our little, what's that called? World?
Auditorium?
Yeah.
In our little world. in you
Digital
know,
domain.
what's it called though?
In the world. Yeah.
Okay. But what are those called? Oh, avatars.
Yeah.
Yeah. With like a little avatar character that
Yeah.
looks similar to me. It's a little skinnier than I really am in real
I'm a
life.
good looking one.
Yeah.
The
You
beard
guys-
isn't as good.
James
Oh,
still
too
has
bad.
tight
What's his
jeans.
name? Too bad. What's his name isn't still there.
Who that?
The guy. Wow, I can't remember his name. Oh no, he's still there. The broker with the beard.
Oh, cool
When you
beard, bro.
Did you catch James's new avatar? Has the zipper boots.
Oh no. Actually, I have Chucks and a suit on.
Boots with zippers. Anyway,
Consider offering personal video tours of properties for buyers and showing fewer properties.
yeah, which is always the capability has been there forever for this stuff, and I think that a lot of people have gravitated towards that anyway. I was looking at properties through a lot of the virtual tours and all that good stuff, and so now it's going to be a little bit better. You know, not a little bit better, but a little bit more useful. Well, I can send out this link and you can check it out without without us the risk of us traveling over there, because you never know, right? Yeah. And so, I'm sure there's properties that are more susceptible to it. What do you think?
I would say new construction
properties
is
in the-
probably like pretty safe to go to. I would hope.
Properties in the city, you know, I mean, if you sell, if your major markets in the city around crowded markets or things like that, you know, where maybe those condo sellers or apartment sellers or home sellers where they use those markets that were around people, you know, and then take it back home. You go view the property. You're not thinking anything of it. You touch a faucet. You touch, oh, this is cool. This is nice. I love this finish. And, you know, a few hours beforehand, somebody sneezed on that, you know, like really thinking it all the way through these days.
Dang.
Yeah. What?
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah.
Consider doing virtual open houses.
I think people are kind of already doing that anyway with the videos and talking to people at the while they're doing their open house. I mean, some of the stuff is stuff isn't, you know, a quarantine or like a virus scare or anything like that. It's just
Should be
stuff
doing
you
it
can be
anyway.
doing anyway.
That's right. Consider doing videos on all listings so sellers know their homes are still able to be seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Virtual tours.
Stuff we do anyway.
Yep. Provide scripts to your people and be clear on your social media message.
Provide scripts to people,
I guess to our agent.
to our agents. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we've had our conversation and just kind of keep it light with the people. Tell them you're here. You know, over these next few weeks, we're still around. You know, just kind of, you know, how it's going to affect their families, their businesses, the community, and really the world. You know, lead with, you know, the strength and resolve. You know, like I said, instill confidence in your clients, instill confidence in your family, instill confidence in your teammates. You know, I think we've all talked about it. We've half-heartedly joked about it. None of us are truly worried. I think out of all four of us, the one that's worried the most is probably Marshall.
A little bit.
Yep. Something you can't shoot.
Nope.
Marshall.
I'm just worried about taking it back to people who will.
I understand. Yeah, because your mom, you know, and so my parents told me about, you know, they were going on food prepping a month ago, you know, and so they've never seen anything like this. They've lived a lot longer than I have, you know, and so they've never seen anything like this and how fast it was going through China, and once it hit here, it would do the same thing, and then it started, right? So thank goodness some people took the correct precautions and shut down some areas of travel. So I think it'd be a lot worse. So with no sports right now, that's absolutely crazy. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, no basketball,
Never seen that.
baseball's
That was going to be interesting.
postponed.
They were, because remember before they canceled it, they were saying, well, they'll just play the games with no crowd.
Right.
I was like,
Well, they're talking about
that's
doing the
gonna be
Olympics right
weird.
now. They can't cancel the Olympics because they can't move it anywhere, right?
Yeah.
And so they're just going to do it with no crowd. They're just going to do the Olympics. Like the Olympians will show up and like, well, that's going to be a weird Olympic Village, because, you know, that's got the
Give you something to watch on TV while you're staying home.
Well, the Olympic Village has the what's that called? The reputation for being that place where all the athletes like hook up or whatever else, right? So
Yeah.
that's always been on the news, right?
Oh,
so
man. They're not doing.
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah, that's a petri dish by itself, and then you add this in, that'd be kind of dangerous. But
Yeah. that'd be
anyway,
pretty
so
crazy.
Get your personal finances in order, refinance, make sure you have access to cash, curb your spending. Again, stuff that we're already doing.
yeah,
Should be.
if you can refinance, they already jacked up rates. Rates fell to like 2.5 to 2.9, somewhere around there, and the
lenders weren't going down.
The lenders weren't. Yeah, they just held at a certain point so they can continue to make money.
Yeah.
So
Continue investing in coaching. Now more than ever is when you need collective wisdom and input from seasoned veterans who have thrived in shifting markets, such as Dave Snowberger.
I appreciate that, Marshall. However,
Invest in it, but don't get locked in a contract. If you're worried about
Yeah.
the economy going one way or the other,
There you
well,
go.
I mean, if you think the economy is going down and you're taking precautions, don't get locked into a contract.
let's talk
For
about
anything.
that. Yeah, yeah. We don't do contracts in coaching. I do coach. If you want to talk to me about coaching, you can call me directly. It's 512-773-6461. Actually, text me first. That seems to work out better because when I do receive calls, a lot of times I want to answer them, but we receive so many BS sales calls from different people trying to give us the easy button, and they absolutely drive me insane. And I'm always respectful to other people, the salespeople, and just tell them hey, I don't want to buy that, whatever. I
Except your car warranty about to
appreciate your
expire.
hustle. Yeah. I appreciate your hustle, you calling me about your product. However, I'm not interested. I'm not your target market, whatever else. And they will not let me off the phone.
Yeah.
And so I've kind of stopped answering out-of-state calls at the moment,
Yeah.
and every single one of them is backfired. When I answer it, I'm like, oh, hey, it's Dave. And they're like,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Be a leader. Be prepared to act quickly. Be visible. Communicate clearly and often with your team and care about their health and safety.
All right. Some of these are getting redundant.
Yep.
So
Last one.
anyway,
What's your focus? What you focus on expands. If you focus on fear, you accelerate failure. Focus instead on opportunities, and you will find them while everyone else drowns in fear.
yep. Fear in, fear out. So if all you're going to do is sit around and worry about everything, then that's all you're going to get out of everything. So just turn it around. Think of the positive. Double down on your business. Go after it. Stay strong.
Don't worry about things you can't change.
Yeah,
worry
you
about
can't
things
control
that you can.
any of this stuff. There's no cure for it at the moment. There's no vaccine for it. If you contract it, cases out there of people that have gone through it is looking pretty good. If you have a compromised immune system or something like that, stay out of public right now.
Teach your kids.
Teach your kids to keep
germs.
their fingers out of their mouth, to cough into
Don't lick
their
doorknobs.
Yeah, don't lick handrails. Did you see that video of that kid licking the handrail? Oh, there's a video going
Video's
around
so
where a kid
disgusting.
is running their tongue at a train station up and down the rail. It's just like,
He's got it.
That's exactly why I don't touch that stuff. It's disgusting, people.
yeah. And so, I'll catch myself putting my hand on something like, nope. And I carry hand sanitizer in my pocket right now. So I've at least bought into the keeping your hands clean as much as possible. And then I heard something the other day where they said, you should shave that was you that told me I should shave my beard.
No, it was Melanie, I think.
Was it?
It's one of y'all.
That germs are going into the beard. So then James came back with his beard shaved. I was like, oh, he bought into it.
No.
The masks, they don't work
drill
well.
weekend.
They let air in.
Yep. Got to be clean shaven for drill weekend.
No. Anyway.
It's coming back. It's coming back.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to us today. That was our take on coronavirus. I know it probably wasn't too helpful. We don't know as much about it as maybe some other people or the speculation out there. Not going to speculate. Just say take care of yourself. Really, that's it. Is take it one day at a time. That's the best advice I can give. Keep your hands clean. Take your vitamins. Eat lots of fruits and vegetables. Continue to get exercise.
Be conservative.
Be conservative with your money. Help your friends and family out. There's going to be people around you that are a little bit more, fear-based, I'd say, that you're going to have to help through this. And you can only help people through confidence. You can't shrug your shoulders when a buyer or seller asks you about the market or asks you about their investments or asks you about how their home's going to sell in this kind of market. Go at it with confidence.
Take them seriously.
Yeah. And take this seriously, And I would say you can't live your life in fear, but take it serious. There's prevention that you can do to keep you healthy and to keep you moving on. So, we'll all get through this. We appreciate you listening. James, go ahead and play us out of here. If you are in need of a loan in this downturn, talk about the rates with Guaranteed Rate with Mike Harrell, and you can get him at Magic Mike at 88000. We certainly appreciate it. If you want to have a conversation about EXP or coaching, just text Join EXP to 88000. Thanks again. Stay healthy.
I'm out.